So it's, so it's, so it's, and by the way, we are going to be, before we start, be ready because there's some gifts and prizes that are going to be given out this evening for those who know the original name of this spot. So just want to let you know. But we're going to begin at the beginning. And first, we're going to ask for the playing of the national anthem. We're going to ask for the playing of the national anthem. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron Henry will perform the national anthem from Hell's Gate Steel Orchestra. Please stand. Please have your seat. We are awaiting the arrival of one of the busiest pastors in all of Antigua. I've not seen him yet, but as it stands, we're never in shortage of men of the cloth. And so I have the privilege to ask local pastor of the SDA Church, Whitfield Phillip, to invoke God's presence in our midst for this very historic evening and celebration.
Thank you very much, Saeed. But I must say that I am not a pastor, I'm an elder, so don't mistake it. Let us pray. Let us please stand. Eternal and our loving Heavenly Father, with gratitude of heart we come before your presence this evening. We ascribe praises to you. We give you thanks for your mercies and your grace towards us. We give you thanks, dear Heavenly Father, for this initiative by the parliamentary representative of contributing funds to the community. We pray, dear Heavenly Father, that you will protect them. May it be a means of bringing honor and glory to your name. Once again, we give you thanks, praise, glory, and adoration. In no other name we ask but Jesus Christ. Amen.
And the people say, Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades, welcome to the Empowerment Center. this is an extremely significant evening. On this 16th day of January, and if you push your hands through anywhere, you can feel the fever of an election that's pending. But this is singularly the most important event that the people of St. Paul's, and I dare say Liberta, have been involved in for well over 6 decades. And I say that because what the representative of St. Paul, E.P. Chet Green, is doing this evening has been, if you stand with him 5 minutes past 1 minute, he speaks about having a pan side in Liberta. And here's what the challenge is, if I can speak and know him as well as I do, that we have always had history on our side in St. Paul's. And we didn't just have one pan side. And all tongue man, listen carefully to me this evening. We had 2. And you see this spot? This spot marks culture at its highest point in this community. And it says that the righteous will inherit the earth, and I have suspect that the Empowerment Center is a continuum of energy that is deep inside of the soil. And so this evening, MP E.P. Chet Green, we want to welcome you to what you've worked so hard to bring into fruition. If you want to lead the people, you first have to love the people. If you want to save the people, this is an S, you have to serve the people. And anywhere you find the absence of culture, people are not living, they're just surviving. And so this evening, the fulfillment of a long, long dream, and the way that you have methodically gone about ensuring that it happened is great commendation to you and the team around you for making this evening a reality. And while we're doing this, I just want to have the Hell's Gate, those who will be participating in the first 2 tunes, that you can begin to gather. And here's something that I want to say. I can't wait until Black Eagle is able to play the national anthem with the sweet harmonic sound that we heard this afternoon, and what is easily one of the best national anthems in the world. And so we're looking forward to that. I think I'm holding somebody's sticks. I hope you've taken them from me already. But, ladies and gentlemen, quickly, let me tell you that our program is quite condensed, and so my job is to recognize the First Lady, my sister-in-law, Gwendolyn Green. No, there's no daily. You gave up the whole thing, girl. And she's as pretty as when I remembered her first. And of course, everyone else, family members, supporters, and friends. And the thing about it is that E.P. Chet Green is a national candidate. That's what he brings. Served in every area and was in Carnival. And so this should not come as any surprise to anyone. I also want to stop immediately to recognize the representative, permanent representative of the United Nations, Ambassador Dr. Aubrey Webson. He's with us. Please recognize him. Also want to recognize the President of the Antigua and Barbuda Pan Association, Mr. Patrick Johnson. And as the evening continues in its harmony, I will recognize other significant persons who are here for this very historical moment. Remember, we will have prizes because there was a famous name for this place before it was Yasaso. So don't say Yasaso, remember its historical name. And also, I will want to have some other things enjoined as we celebrate. But right now, I just can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, all the comrades, welcome to the Empowerment Center as we celebrate and present the Hell's Gate Steel Orchestra. need to hear some more applause. I need to hear some more applause. And we need to build this into crescendo because I have the single most important privilege and opportunity. You know, when our dad left here, almost 9 decades he lived in the earth. I'll say 89 just in case anybody argues, because that's how old he was when he left. But he was very clear the night when we moved him to Celestibird, Mount St. John's, and he said to me that he had 2 requests. And one of them was that he said, Happy, more I live together, more I live together. And if anybody know my father, he's consequential, and I promise him that I will keep that pledge. And so the 2 things you must not ever get involved with is a green family quarrel, because you will not win. This man here, what he is becoming, because God has not even started to anoint E.P. Chet Green and bless him the way he's going to be blessed, because the season is coming for increased. I say increase. And so his mother always knew that any opportunity for me to play any of these instruments was going to see me maybe not wanting to be in the church as much as she wanted me to. And so she said, type in and shorthand. But because I was the oldest one, I said to EP, music. And I had veto power by that time. Yes, he plays the guitar, which is why he writes such good calypso. It's important that you have some musical structure and understanding. And so for him, that was always part of his legacy. Ladies and gentlemen, comrades all, it is my delight, my pleasure indeed, to introduce to you the parliamentarian for the wonderful community and constituency of St. Paul's, the man who has given birth to this idea and the reason why we assembled here this evening. And he will give you everything else you need to know. However, be aware at the closing of his remarks, we will unveil officially Black Eagle pans, and we will have the great one to join him in doing that. I also want to use this opportunity before I introduce the minister and ask him to come. I want to thank Baron Edward Henry, who is the pan builder and master arranger. And he says that it's a poor man save a city and no one takes it to heart. And until we begin to honor those who culturally keep us alive, we will not be as relevant. And I believe that is one of the reasons why my brothers decided to do this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades all, put your hand together and help me welcome one of the most dynamic leaders in all of Antigua and Barbuda, my brother, E.P. Chet Green.
Love you too. Thank you, Saeed, my elder brother. I stand here behind the pan as a panelist. I hope the guys from Hell's Gate don't take offense to me standing here. But trust me, I'll be among the first cohorts when the training begins to learn the pan. Let me recognize with us this evening His Excellency Ambassador Aubrey Webson, our permanent representative to the United Nations, who is himself from St. Paul's. I see walking into the audience at the moment another veteran from our community, Sir Nathaniel Nat Francis. Nat, you're seated to the front. Nat, you're seated to the front. Also, we recognize my beautiful wife, my daughter, sister, niece, nephew, family members, comrades, my campaign manager and branch chairman, campaigners of the Antigua Barbuda Party here in St. Paul's. You're beautiful, bedecked in your red tonight. In short, let me invite and welcome all of you to this very historic moment. I sat there tonight listening to the initial comments, but more so to the initial strains of music, and I wondered to myself, why do I even have to talk tonight? Let the pan do the talking. But I think it's only fair that I give you a little background into what we're doing here tonight, and to cast a vision forwards for this very important addition to our cultural industries here in St. Paul's. Those of you who remember, there's a bar across the street named Yasso Sports Bar, and for several weekends unending, we invited a particular steel band from St. John's to play right in this corner. And here they are tonight, full circle, Hell's Gate. At the time of inviting them, I did not hold political office, but I always had my cultural bearings and my love for pan music. And those of you who know me know I only go for the best. And so, in going for Hell's Gate is because we recognize you as the very best steel band in Antigua and Barbuda. I do not say as offense to my friend and president of the Pan Association, Mr. Johnson, whom I pause to recognize also in the midst tonight. But back then the idea was to introduce and to popularize pan in our community. I take some credit because since then we have had a number of youngsters from our community journeying out of our community to play pan across the nation in the established steel bands. Hell's Gate is set to lose two when the St. Paul's steel band, the Black Eagle, gets up and running, or flying I should say. And I say that as no simple comment, my friend Veron, and I know you're very magnanimous, you welcome that kind of expansion of your work, but our youngster will be glad. And Blueberry, somebody tell me go ahead. But I'm sure that you would recognize that what we're doing here is to build out a new steel band for our community, exposing our youngsters to opportunities. I'm reverbing here, Gigi. Yeah. Expanding opportunities for youngsters in culture, in the arts, all a part of why this center was created. It was not named St. Paul's Empowerment Center casually. It was named very purposefully as we set out to inculcate, create, develop, and certainly foster the artistic and cultural talents of our people. And so tonight, the first order of business is to request of Hell's Gate an agreement, a formal agreement, for the training of youngsters in St. Paul's for the purpose of populating this our community steel band. The second order of business is to encourage our youngsters in the St. Paul's community to make full use of this opportunity of learning the instrument, representing your community in playing the instrument, and of course opportunities that flow therefrom with respect to our community involvement with the national instrument. I would not limit my invitation to Hell's Gate because I also believe that I want to invite the Ministry of Culture, MCII, I can't get too accustomed with the name now, but it's certainly the Ministry of Culture, to work with us in our schools to prepare our youngsters in this very important endeavor. The third thing I want to do is to be presumptuous. Presumptuous enough to state that to the extent the young people of St. Paul's take up the offer to learn the instrument, to participate in the Black Eagle enterprise, that we will take part in Panorama 2023 in Carnival. And I say so with a further commitment that we will import players from even outside the shores of Antigua and Barbuda to ensure that we're not only participating, but that we are competitive. We have a competitive nature, a competitive spirit in this community. And for those who do not know, it was back in the 1940s that Liberta, a part of St. Paul's, was one of the leading villages in Antigua and Barbuda with the steel pan explosion in Antigua and Barbuda. To maintain the name Black Eagles is also, for us, historical. We could have gone for more modern names, but we opted to keep a cultural reality in place. Yes, for several decades, Black Eagle was nowhere to be found, but she was only hibernating. The eagle was never dead. The eagle is hibernating, and the eagle returns tonight to take his rightful place in the constellation of steel bands here in Antigua and Barbuda. And to the extent that we're back in a competitive frame, at the same time, a training, developmental phase, which is important as we popularize the instrument amongst our young people. Already in the community, we have at least two churches. The Grace Hill Moravian Church and the Baxter Methodist Church both have steel band ensemble. And so I know that there's a catchment of youngsters who have rudimentary knowledge of the instrument. And I'm sure the sign of agreements, Veron, why are you hiding from behind it? I want to see Veron's face, man. If I don't see Veron, I don't feel like pan, yes. To the extent that we can ink an agreement with Hell's Gate and with the Ministry of Culture, I believe that ours can become a very potent force within the pan fraternity. As a matter of fact, as soon as we are able to assemble a side, we will formalize our membership in the Pan Association. And so Stone, you're a new member in the making. I know I've spoken about youngsters and youngsters and youngsters, but I know for many of us, it's a passion. It's almost a lifelong ambition to learn this instrument that we consider to be the national instrument. And so to Hell's Gate and Department of Culture, I want you not to accept the seniors. I am sure that Nat would want to learn the bass, and Saeed, his son is playing double tenor, so he may want to do that also. I see DP hand in the back already showing indication he wants to play. If I know drift well enough, he's going to drift to the pan. He's not going to be left out. And so, again, it's an exciting moment. I want to, at this time, turn my attention to Stone Johnson. Not Stone, but sorry, to Veron. Because it was since I was Minister of Culture that I made a promise to this community that we would create a steel band or recreate a steel band in our community. This time, not just for Liberta, but for the wider St. Paul's community. The idea lay dormant for a while as resources and other prioritized events took prominence and precedence. It was in conversation with some young guys on the corner, I was reminded of my promise to have this development undertaken or done. And tonight, I'm almost inclined to borrow the phrase, promise made, promise kept. What you've seen here tonight is only a part of what is being created for this community. We'll continue to work with Veron and the Pan Lab, the National Pan Lab, in building out the Black Eagle, St. Paul's Black Eagle. We are thankful tonight for the members of Hell's Gate who are here to formally present these pans to us. If you look, you see we have some chrome pans belong to Hell's Gate, and you know we're not going to be left out. Eve Chrome, is it? Veron, I want 4 chrome pan ordered immediately. The people of St. Paul's will not be left out of what is trending in the industry. Likewise, I want to thank you for use of your drum set tonight. That's because our drum set, already ordered, and Veron knows this, did not make the shipment via Amerijet, but we have a brand new drum set in case and everything as part of the new setup. To the people of St. Paul's, I am eternally delighted, grateful, thankful for a moment like this. And there are those who say that Chet Green is not for St. Paul's. Shh. This is another nothing. And I say that because there's so much more to follow, so much more to come. It is always interesting to hear people who do nothing speak so, authoritatively about those of us who do things and who make things happen. I'm sure in the point, Veron, you may hear that Hell's Gate do nothing, even though you have all the trophies. But tonight is a special night. It's a night when St. Paul's takes another leap forward. It's another night when our community can embrace a further tier of development, this time in the cultural industries. Another night when the Empowerment Center takes on another dimension for its creation. We started education, we started radio station, we started recording studio. We have a lot of things going on here. But tonight we add something new, something dynamic, something I'm sure that the youngsters in this community will gravitate towards. Because again, nothing we do here at the Empowerment Center is done just because Chet says so. It's always done in concert and consultation with people. And so to be here tonight, launching and unveiling, presenting to the people of St. Paul's, your own Black Eagle Steel Band, is not only historic, but it's certainly something significant in the development of our people. Just imagine, for example, in a few short months, the Black Eagle Steel Band finding opportunities in the hotels in our community. It represents employment for young people. Just imagine somebody from Black Eagle going on to study under the watch of Concordis and Stone and Veron. Another pan tuner, another pan developer, another pan arranger in Antigua and Barbuda. And so this opportunity tonight presents real and significant opportunities to young people in St. Paul's, and I encourage you to embrace it. We are moving not only in the right direction, but upwards. Let me tonight also indicate that the management of the Black Eagle Steel Band, the pans themselves, were vested in the community charity that I formed several years ago, to wit the Synergies Inc. And tonight we have here the chairman and vice chairman of Synergies, who will be receiving on behalf of the community these steel bands or pans. Again, if you notice, when it comes to things of a community nature, we depoliticize them. That is why tonight I'm not interested in red, because this is not a political project. Even though we're delivering to the community in the height of a political season, this is a community project for all the people of St. Paul's. I want to be very clear on that. I'll continue to provide leadership, continue to provide guidance and support to the Synergies Inc. with respect of this new project, and encourage the people that the same spirit in which I give this new gift to the community, that it be embraced, and the Synergies, that you will play the lead role. I can see now how you have to expand the Synergies to have more persons, maybe people like Mambo and Straight and Hawk and Conliff need to be brought closer, more closely into the Synergies, because you need to have persons who can physically manage this asset that is now being given to you on behalf of the community. So let me welcome and thank all of you for coming out tonight. This is not the thank you speech, of course, or I'm only saying thanks from my end, but I feel good. I don't want to use any other term, but just feeling good. Good to know that once again in our community, we're able to up the ante of performance, up the ante where the preparation, training, and all that is good for people is concerned. Again, to Veron, to you and your team, I was hoping to have the Black Eagle shirt before you leave, so you'll play at least one tune wearing a Black Eagle outfit. But that's another thing. Chucky is still working. Let's see what happens. So sit back, enjoy the rest of the program, including the music, and of course, as always, when you come to the Empowerment Center, you're always treated to some delectables. Thank you for coming. Good night. God bless.
That was indeed something very special. But the entertainment is why we're here, and I know Deshaun is in the house, and so we're going to get ready for a different type of performance. So, uh-oh, and she's looking right at me too. In fact, I was wondering, I was trying to pick you up all the time, and you're right here the whole time. But that's what beauty looks like. It's blinding at times. And you're welcome. Yeah, so listen, it's Deshaun time. And guess what? I have other entertainers in the house. So it's going to be live. It's going to be a beautiful thing tonight. And let's give it up again for EP Chet Green. And what I said at the beginning, there's a double L. If you want to lead the people, what you have to do? Love the people. Deshaun, could I have this one? Just love that.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Now, it is an absolute pleasure for me to be here with you tonight. But as Happy said, you know, Chet is a really good writer. Not just calypso. I'm not sure if you are aware, but he also writes R&B. Yeah? And so in 2021, during COVID, in the downtime for Carnival and everything, I had the pleasure of recording a song that was written by Mr. Green, and that's what I'm going to do for you tonight. So I hope you enjoy. Calypso what? No, Calypso wasn't. No, soca was trending then, no. I am yearning for you, my lover, and my friend. I am yearning for you, no problem. My lover, and my friend. My heart is burning to feel my heart with you again. Come back to me. My mouth wanders for your kiss, your tastiness. I miss. You're my rainbow. Wherever your love waters flow, you are my arrow. Standing sturdy through it all. Please forgive me. You're the crystal in my meat. In me, you are complete. Together, you are bigger than yourself when we're together. Pure pleasure, it just oozes for a moment beyond measure. I just called to say, why come back today? My love fires are hotter since you went away. I miss the tingle when we mingle together. Hey, like a bird without a song, or a melody gone wrong. I miss your words. Boy, you're the only key to put right beside of me. Is that simple? Plain and simple. We were lovers, but when the time when it's full, when it was stanzas, and when from bird to the rose, when all the waves drifted off the rhythm bed, your world swirled around my head, and I can still hold your wheels rotating up and down as your pen rolled. A full expression to your song. I played so low, but there's a jewel in my heart. I'm just waiting for your part. Together, you are bigger than yourself when we're together. Oh, oh, oh. Your pleasure, I miss touching love when we make love together. Oh, na, 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 na. Together, 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 together. Oh, yeah, na, na. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, na, na. I miss touching love when we make love together, 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 together. I miss touching love when we love, together, together. I miss touching love when we make love together. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. You know, here's a trivia. They say that pregnancy spikes during August. Last week in July and first week in August. Anybody have any idea what the increase in pregnancy might have been during the coronavirus and the lockdown? Moving right along. But when you have melody and songs like that, guess what? It's not loud, it's just mellow. I'm going to ask the beautiful, starry Philip to join me here, and Arlene West also to join me. We're going to do something very special, or rather extremely special. And so, Arlene, I want to stand right here. And Lady Phillip, I want you to stand far end. And the second, Gwen, you seem as if you're going to get into trouble tonight, right? Okay, so, okay. And so what we want to do now is to ask Stone Johnson to please stand next to Arlene. And I want to have the MP, the visionary, E.P. Chet Green, to stand on this side. And what we are doing right now is to unveil, and all the cameras and everybody who are videographers, photographers, get yourself ready to record a very historical moment. You know, I did it wrong. I should have had it switched, because them two here, every time they get together, Whitfield, you don't notice how he always a touch for your wife? Where he? So what we are doing, we are unveiling officially what Baron has done, a remarkable job. You know, V.C. Bird once told us that if Antigua people can't make money from the hotel, I don't need them. And when E.P. Chet Green talked about the employment possibilities for the entertainment industry by way of Pan, he spoke very clearly to part of our history. And so this is solemn business, although we are celebrating. In fact, it is truly a beautiful thing. And so we're going to remove the okay. All right. All right. So okay. All the cameras are there. I want to make sure ABS and everybody else who is doing the filming of this historical occasion get it right. So here we are, the unveiling of the official Black Eagle Steel Orchestra presentation ceremony tonight at the Empowerment Center in Liberta. It is a beautiful thing. I also want to recognize, where's Lisa Harris? Where's Lisa sitting? Okay, all right. Just want to make sure that I'm not leaving out anyone. So, Baron. All right, I know. So here's what we want now. So we want you over here. I know you've been the cameraman too, but we want you up here. This is for posterity. And before the whole world. Come in the middle, yes. And before the whole world. If he was in any other place in the world, and so it is at the Empowerment Center that we want to give it up to you tonight. You're extraordinary. We think the world of you. And the fact is, this is an industry and this is an art that is transferable, and we want to see our young people pick this up. And if you're from the Green family like we are allergic to poverty. So when we work, you have to pay me. And so I just want to recognize you again. Thank you for loving us, even when we don't deserve to be loved at times. All Antigua and Barbuda in the house, give it up for Baron Henry. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're just about complete, but there are two very dynamic ladies. There are two very dynamic ladies that I also want to ask to join us up here. And one of them is running interference, which is what she does, one of the best in the business. But I want to ask Debbie Collins, who is the personal assistant to the MP. One of the most professional women that I know, and just extraordinary woman, to come here and be part of this presentation tonight. As indeed, I was seeing her the whole time. She was whispering into my ears, but now she's disappeared. But I'm looking for Petra Williams. You know that name, right? She is the manager of the radio station. There's room up here for you. And I'm also looking for the former MP of St. Paul's. You know, we became in the succession business. Former MP of St. Paul's, Elixton, Lamble, Dumber Adams. I think we've covered everybody so far. Who has left out? Oh, Waylon. Waylon. Look. You're lucky me don't take off my you're lucky me don't take off my already. Come. Now you have to look at this one here. This is special. This is special.
You're like a boy from Avril and Bago. My mina kick you there and run.
And where's the chairman? Is he here? Okay, so I think we have a full house. I still haven't seen Miss Williams yet. Okay, well, we're going to move right along. Leadership requires this. This is what the leadership requires. It doesn't speak for itself on behalf of itself. It works as team. And that's why we say if you want to lead the people, you have to love the people. And this is what it looks like, although it can be messy like making sausage, but in the end, if you love the people, like VC Bird did, it will come out good. Ladies and gentlemen, the team that has been working and everyone else who have been playing a role in making this effort, this very historical evening happen, I want you to congratulate yourself, because this is just beginning. And I suspect that the MP is going to have a lot to say about this in the years to come. Is there any final word, MP, that you wanted to add?
Allow me, Said, to say thanks to the team assembled. The inspiration, the motivation, the encouragement. Each of the persons you see here would have played a part in bringing us to tonight. There are others, of course. And I could go on, people like Mamba, who on a daily basis serve as a personal advisor. Puck, who continues to manage all of the development and work around the Empowerment Center. And so I could go on and on, but allow me tonight, for the purpose of being brief, to really recognize those who are here assembled and to personally and publicly thank them publicly. And Peter, you need to come and stand next to me, yes? Yeah, come, Peter, come. Come, Peter, come. Yeah, they're the ones who on a daily basis are involved in the organization and the management of the things we do here at the Empowerment Center and across the wider community. So I ask you to join me in putting your hands together in recognition for the hard work. I said earlier, Stone Johnson, not Stone, sorry, but Veron, there's no more thanks to give to you for getting this project done in the time you did. I was trying to do it yesterday, symbolically on my birthday, but of course there were big events yesterday that overtook the intention. I want to thank you and the members of the Pan Lab. And for those of you who don't know what the Pan Lab is, it's just on All Saints Road there. It's a very little spoken about government organization institution, which really is doing some exceptional work in building steel bands and tuning and all of the work that you see done to keep the Pan fraternity and Pan alive in Antigua Barbuda. No more to praise, commendation is too much for them. And so Veron, tonight, to you and to your team at the Pan Lab, I really want to say thanks. I must single out Nambalumbu because, again, the impetus, the drive, the encouragement. Some may not know that some years ago when Namba served as MP for this area, he did attempt a steel band for the community, but there are some internal community issues, if I may put it lightly, that caused it not to happen the way he had planned it. I think it's only fair tonight, as we wrap up this part of the program, and go into some heavy music and some light refreshments, that I asked Namba to at least recognize this moment and perhaps in his own words speak to what is a continuation of something he was started when he was MP for the area. I believe in continuation. If you look at the building, you will see a sign in the front of the building that speaks about preserving our community culture. Tonight we do just that, because on this very spot, we had a lot of this happening before. Not necessarily a steel band, but a lot of all the dances. People used to get married at the church next door and walk here for the reception. A lot of the cultural things in this community happen right in this spot. So we're not necessarily recreating the wheel. The wheel is already made. The final cog, we're moving on, and certainly new and high levels. So Namba, I think it's only fair I ask you to say a few words at this stage.
Good evening to one and all. I must say how excited I am to be here and to commend the MP for the area for the outstanding work he has been doing. Unlike the MP, he says that it's not politics, but everything is politics. Life is politics. That's what it is. And I'm not going to stand here and pretend or anything of the sort. The guy is doing the work. He is doing the work. And I'm pleased to be with him. Those who want to talk, and those who want to talk and even cry, I will cry with them and I will talk with them. I am in his corner, walking side by side with him. And when we are not together, I'm elsewhere doing his work. And let me tell you, some people are upset because they believe I have much influence around the country, but I'm doing it with the MP. We are from St. Paul. We have been working together all through the years. You may not know that. The only thing that kept us apart for a little while, we were just ambitious. We wanted the same things. So if I step here and I look back, he's right there. So everything that I've done, he has made it better. And that's what life is all about. Improve on what is there. And so I don't care what anybody says. You hear the voice behind there? Long ago he has been saying, you must come together, work together in the interest of St. Paul. And that's what I'm here to do, to support him all the way. And there are individuals who are saying to me, you know, feel funny, how you feel? May say, this is not my time is gone. Now is his time. I don't want to get ahead of him. So when we travel together, when we travel side by side, when he's about to make the approach, I take a step out to backward. He is the man. He is the king of the moment. And so, yes, many things that I've done, he has improved on them. And that's what life is all about, to take it a step further ahead. Too often something is good, and what we do, because somebody starts it, we get rid of it. This guy has not done that. Chet has not done that. He has built on everything that I've started. The pan is one of them. The pan is one of them. I had 12 pieces comb because I used to work closely with people in Trinidad. It was to continue. But I lent 6 to a church, and they lent it to other people and to other people, and they disappeared. Each piece cost at least $3,000. Then I lent another 3 pieces to C.C. Cochrane. They got burnt up in a fire in Potters. He was supposed to return them. I still have 3 pieces home, which I will turn over to the group in St. Paul. I also had that, it was a 6-piece baron in the school. Baron? Right, 6 pieces, but pan. So that is why I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be working with him because he has done a fantastic job as the MP of the area. I cannot say he has not done it. He has done it. He has gotten the support, and he has utilized his position to make it better for the people of St. Paul. And what I want to say to persons on the corner, individuals in the community, that we are not against you. Let me give a little piece of joke. Sometimes when we travel together, we just look at each other and say, are the 2 little boys from St. Paul this year? But you, the people of St. Paul, have made us what we are today. And we are extremely grateful and appreciative of what you have done. You have made us what we are. And that is why he is returning to you, the people of St. Paul. And I'm glad to be with him. And I will continue to be with him. And for those who are waiting to see me pull apart and do this and that, it ain't gonna happen. I'm there with him every step of the way. That's how close we are. And I want to say to people in here too, because a lot of people see me come across here, and I'm very cool, and you think that I don't have a say. But I just want to tell people, I'm like that. I listen to people. Some people might little pass the sly remarks. And I take it because if you really know who I am, I don't accept much ignorance from people. But he's always there to take it easy, take it easy. I want to give respect to you. When you see me come on here and behave cool, it's because I respect you, the people, the workers. I respect each and every one of you. Don't insult me at all because you'll see a different color. Sorry to say that. Tonight is a good night, and MP, I'm here to work with you to make St. Paul a better place. And not just St. Paul, the wider community of Antigua and Barbuda. Thank you very much.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Arlene, Lady West, and... Oh, Lord. Boy, enough. So there's 2 special awards that are going to be made, and I'll start with you.
Okay, this is scripted, but it's my script. E.P. Chet Green, representative of St. Paul, and Mrs. Green. His Excellency, Ambassador Dr. Aubrey Webson, Mr. Veron Henry, Esquire, pan builder and tuner, Mr. Patrick Johnson, President of the Antigua and Barbuda Pan Association, I'm just looking. Excuse me a second. Mr. Said Green, Chairperson. And also, I think I forget Mr. Johnson, sorry. Specially invited guests. A pleasant good evening, St. Paul's community. I am here to give you a little background of Synergies, so if you don't know, we have been around for a number of years, and so please lend me your ears. St. Paul's Synergies was established since September 2015 by our esteemed visionary, E.P. Chet Green, the representative here today. The objective of our community, or our committee, is to foster growth and development for all residents and citizens of St. Paul's, to broaden their horizon and aid in equipping them with the skills necessary to survive through social, economic, and community enhancement. As part of our mandate, we are continuing our education and training to provide opportunities through skill training. We have offered training in mask making, floral arrangement, small engine repair, that is automotive, and soap making. In addition, we have also offered information technology classes and QuickBooks training. Most recently, 20 residents of St. Paul's just concluded training at UWI Five Islands campus in quality service management in tourism and hospitality. Now, we are taking it to another level. In front of you, we have Steel Band. Black Eagle Steel Orchestra is here and will be here forever. Isn't that so, MP? We are very grateful for this very tangible, and I say tangible for a reason because I heard he didn't do anything. And so you're seeing in front here and you've seen all the works that he have done, and those are tangible works. So that we are definitely, and we will benefit, and the people will benefit, especially the people of St. Paul's, from this donation here today. Music is the food of life, isn't that so? We all love music. When Hell's Gate was playing, we were moving, and very soon we'll be moving to music played right here in St. Paul from these very pans you see here. We are going to feed our community so they can expand their horizons. We are not here to fool anyone. We want you to grow. We will also be affording residents and citizens alike with further training opportunities. Starting this January, we are offering strategic human resource management in January. That is, we are now in January. We'll be letting you know more about that. And in February, that is February 13th, we will have computer literacy program. St. Paul's must become the island's training hub. St. Paul's must have the most educated, the most skill-trained individuals in Antigua and Barbuda. And that is because of the vision, and I'm going to say of the one and only EP Chet Green. Thank you so much.
So, Mr. Green, on behalf of Synergies, we would like to say thank you. We've been saying thank you for so many things, and we know we'll continue to say thank you because your heart is in St. Paul's. The people of St. Paul's love you. You love them, and you continue to do things that will empower them. And for that, we are most grateful. So, everybody, join with me and give it up for MP EP Chet Green.
Okay, so you ready for the question? The question is, what was this spaced call? And let me help you out. I've been in the earth for quite a while. And here's where my mom and dad had their first dance. And it had a name. It is a famous nightclub. And so I'm seeing this woman here. What's your name? Are you ready? What happened? If you look prettier tonight, what want to do? Love you back. Okay, so are you ready, Megan? No, that's not it. That come much later. And I saw Junie Joseph, and me know she's supposed to be Adventist, and she's not supposed to know go on, yeah, but she's a historian too, so I recognize that hand. Junie, what was it? Angle. Okay, so there's a qualifier. The significant member in the house said there is a qualifier. Whose angle? Yes, I'm hearing you. I'm watching your hand. Who? Sportsman angle. And do you know who the proprietor was? Anybody know who the proprietor was? Merrick Andrew. Yeah, there's history here. There's really history here. And so here's the other one now, before we go to the next entertainment. So there was two steel band in Liberta. My brother referred to the 40s, the decades of the 40s, and how long ago we've been making music. Do anybody know what that second steel band was called? He named it. Do you remember? Jungle Force. So there was Black Eagle, and there was Jungle Force. Listen, this is Liberta. We don't do one, we just do multiple things. We good like that. Listen, this is just such a wonderful afternoon, so let's continue it. I'm watching for my cue. And so, guess what? One of the finest artists in the Caribbean, one of the finest in the region, a musical heavyweight. You ever there church when call and respond? The preachers and somebody in front say, yes, call and respond. So EP tells me it's a musical heavyweight. We all know that. Listen, let's put our hands together and welcome one of the finest, most creative voices, writer and performer, an extraordinary person of excellent, and guess what? And he come from good stock. The man himself.
Yes. Come closer. You have the close. All right. So let me this one. Yeah. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing? So before I get a little bit fancy, I would like to say happy belated birthday to your boss.
I'm giving you the backstory and the relationship that me and Mr. Chet Green have from since 2014. He met me on the road, saw I was a little bit troubled. And he said, oh, you're a Shambach son? Boy, you're safe. And from that moment, Chet Green has been defending me, having my back, always try to keep me out of trouble, because I'm a very problematic individual. Try to save me a couple of times from being banned, blacklist, and even, what do you call it? Muted. Even to the other day I just got, but anyways, Mr. Chet Green, I appreciate the love and the respect that you have for me. And same way, I wish you more life, more wealth, more health, more strength, and one more baby. Yeah. That's it. I see the one there. So I'm going to do a new song for you, and for all the sexy ladies that are inside the party. This one is called Grown and Sexy. Brand new song. And I'm here to sing it for you, all right? Then I'll get down into the winding up and have a cut. Have a close the eye. I'm going to start going crazy. All right, let's go, Jack. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Oh, yo, 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 yeah. Hey, hey, oh. Oh, yo, 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 yo. Oh, yo, 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 yeah, yeah. Turn up the music, turn up the music. Hey, hey, what you say? Ladies, queen of the park, you're a winner. Everybody stay when you enter. Such a beauty filled with glamour, with the pretty face and the shape and lock. My girl, you're a champion, #1 in the region. You dominate the whole session. The other girl can take your spot. You know falla, you're a big friend. You're not beggy, you're independent. Sexy and cute, you set the trend. And you always rise to the top. You know falla, you're a big friend. You're not beggy, you're independent. Sexy and cute. No one can do it like you. Tell the truth, all the God. What about it, John? Hey, go! Oh, yo, 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 yo. Oh, yo, 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 yeah, yeah. Brand new, brand new. Hey, queen of the park, you're a winner. Everybody stares when they enter. Such a beauty filled with glamour, with your pretty face and your shape and lock. My girl, you're a champion, #1 in the region. You dominate the whole session. The other girl can't take your spot. You know falla, you're a big friend. You're not beggy, you independent. Sexy and cute, you set the trend. And you always rise to the top. You know falla, you're not big friend. You're not beggy, you independent. Sexy and cute. No one can do it like you. Tell the truth, girl, I got it. Right now, wind up your waist and drop it. My girl, you're grown and sexy. 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 Hey, you're grown and sexy. Girl, you got it. Right now, wind up your waist and drop it. My girl, you're grown and sexy. Grown and sexy. Grown and sexy. Grown and sexy. Grown. Grown and sexy. Ah. So that one is grown and sexy. We're going to play 2023. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Let's go, Asia. Hi. We're rocking side to side. We're rocking side to side. I want to hear y'all, you know. I want to hear y'all. So if I ever sing, you know, I'm going to sing. Let's go. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, sing. Hold on, no man. You have some refreshments in there? Food over there, don't worry. Food over there, I tell you. Once you come here, food always there. See my belly big and nice? Yeah, come up here fast. Let's go get Angel. Hi, we're rocking side to side. We're rocking side to side. We're rocking side to side. I want you to sing a little louder than that. A little bit louder. Listen a little bit. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, sing. I don't mind the waist and the rocking side to side. With you in the front and I'm sailing right behind. Come with me as we ride along the waves. Put some up in the step and let's go on this voyage. I want to come to the waistline. Come stay with me. Hey, when the waist start to rock, girl, move and move. No journey is too far. Hey, if I find a sweet spot, girl. Hey, hey, I love the way you whine, I love the way you grind, I love the way you move in some motion. And your brothers find the boats alive. Hey, we need the sail, compass and trail. Kilo, you want to hear you? In the condition, trailer safe. I on the riding the waves. Hands on the band, the waist, and the rock inside the side. With you in the front, I said it. I said it. Remember this one? Remember this one? Listen, let's go. This is the one that put me in trouble. One that put me in trouble. Hey! Where you going? Let me say, hey! Hey, aha! Yes! Aha! Carnival start and the schedule just come out. Oh, sir, every weekend there's a pet. From soca to every 10 of my parties. They guarantee the bus a sweat, but what? By the as I start to leave me home, the girlfriend pussy, remember this one? They say, hey, by the hold on, I put on my sweet cologne. She just start pussing. Oh, she just where you say? Hey, could I be a hurricane out and not stay home? Where's she saying? What we say? I'm winding up on every girl that I say. I just been a new lay. I gotta, could I be a hurricane? I'm not staying home. What we say?
Winding up on every girl that I see. Well, Lucy, I just been a new lay. Affect me tonight.
Let's go, Asia. You know what song that'll be? I just want y'all to clap for me. Clap for me. Everybody now, clap. Spell it name. Hey, Tanya. How you whining, so you bringing out the best in me. You know dance? You never see the dance? You never do the dance? Come and show you. 1, 2, 3, where is it? Ooh, Tanya, hold on.
Yes.
What, never seen that before? I did, what me? All I go church, I never seen a dancer? Oh, what did you go? So all are virgins. All right, so we can teach her tonight. Let's go, John. Instructions. Everybody start clap. Let's go. Everybody now clap. Spelling time. Tanya. How you whining, so you're bringing out the best in me. Put one hand in the air. Point your finger like this. Let's go. Ooh, Tanya.
Yes, Tanya.
Hold on. I wish my ears white, daddy.
Hi, Manny.
Now look back. There's no look back time. Behind there. Yeah, so it's swipe very gently. Yeah, let's swiping too hard. Mind dummies. Gently. Let's go then. Check in. You can still breathe this one there. Hey! Everybody, start clap now. Clap. Let's go. What you say? Tanya. How you whining, so you're bringing out the best in me. Michelle, Joshan, Pete. One hand in the air. 1, 2, 3, go. Oh, Tanya. Yes, Tanya. Oh. Show she. Oh, Tanya. Yes, Tanya. Oh. Hey. Tanya, baby. Can't take it easy. Don't make me rise up. To do darling, it's somebody looking. Boxilla. You have a next dance. What's it? What's it? Hurry up. Hold on. Final one. Harder. What's it name? Tanya. How you whining, so ya? You make a piece of one. Tanya, please behave. Well, you're causing problems. Sing no man. I sing. Listen.
Yes, Tanya.
Ladies and gentlemen, I remember the party. I remember the fire. There's the one. Check in with the best.
Menace, you have the mic.
Look, the grandson there for Dennis Friday, right? Lord. But guess what? He was born in Carnival. You got to know about he. He come deep, deep roots. King of the band, Dennis Iceman Friday. Listen, it's in there. And that's why we see people all the time, we don't even know. The DNA of a man and a woman is very important. And so when Shambach wanted to find a wife that would produce him one of the finest performers in the Caribbean, that's what he did. He went and found the root. Let's give it up again for the great one, the Menace. But I want to hear some more steel band. This is great. I think the bar has refreshment and there's food or finger food. Are there anyone else that I need to be recognizing? Everybody is covered. Let me just thank everyone again. And so from here on in, I want to close out by saying that this is going to become in time. This is the second birth of this space. It shall be in succession, and its doors will never again be closed. The Empowerment Center. The Bible tells us that if he who builds without the blessing of the Lord build in vain, and those who watch, unless it's protected by the Most High One, watch in vain. And so tonight, we are just very thankful. We are thankful for what we have done in this great country of ours. There's music, and there's Pan. Hell's Gate, still the oldest continuing orchestra almost in the entire region. Its pedigree, and we have good reasons to be celebrating. And it has joined us to relaunch and raise to a perpendicular the Black Eagle Steel Orchestra. And so after a long period of dormancy, she's back up again. And so tonight, this is what it's going to look like. And my son already told me to tell his uncle that he's going to play the sixth bass, although he plays the double tenor. And so we know there's going to be a rush of young people wanting to come here and enjoy this. And so before I take my seat, I just want to say again, you are just a great people. And people who love people always end up with the best leaders. E.P. Chet Green, on behalf of this community, we want to thank you again for your work. Thank you. Okay, guys, listen. Everything is wired up to the fans so we can hear the best sound. So please mingle, enjoy it. Please tell them how much you appreciate it before they leave. Tell them that we're not into adulation. We only want to say the things that are not nice about each other. So let them know how we feel about them. They are all children, so please love them. They're only playing for half an hour. Let's make this a historical night. Take your camera out, take shots, selfie with them, so you have it to show to the children. Thank you so much.